welcome you to watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Monalisa Rumbai bringing you the Salesian news across the globe. One gesture, one life is the motive of the urgent interventions that the Salesian coordination of the East Delegation of the Central Africa Province is carrying out in collaboration with the Salesian NGO Volunteering International for Development (VIS). Since the beginning of October 2022, these small gestures for the little ones have been necessary to help the almost 28,000 people who have arrived at the Don Bosco Ngangi Salesian Center, fleeing the violence and war that are ruining the eastern region of the country. 100 children under 5, including a dozen newborns and their accompanying mothers, are fed a tonic soup every day. 110 children aged between 6 months and over 5 years received pharmacological and prophylactic treatment for the elimination of worms and parasites offered by the medical staff of the Ngangi Center Clinic. Furthermore, more than 80 families receive a dry ration of rice enriched with various seasonings every day. Burundi is a country in extreme need. Based on gross domestic product (GDP) per capita, it is the poorest country in the world, with just $272 average annual income by 2022, and it is also one of the countries with the lowest human development index on the planet. Tried by widespread poverty, corruption, and illiteracy, it has suffered several coups d'etat and sudden changes of government over the years that have destabilized the population. In the country, which in 2018 ranked last on the Global Report on Happiness, the Salesians of Don Bosco have been present since 1970 with 3 missions hosting a total of 2 parishes and 2 vocational schools, and have managed to withstand the fury of violence over the years. Following the example of their founder, who has always been attentive to the neediest and most difficult cases, the Salesians not only have no intention of leaving the citizens of Burundi to their own devices, but on the contrary, are planning a new present so that it will be another oasis of education, evangelization, and development in a reality that is in such need of these things. The Congregation of the Sisters of Resurrection, 22nd group of the Salesian family, of which it has been a part since 2006, is celebrating its general chapter these days on the theme, "We care for the project of God, our Father and Mother, on our little community." The group, founded by Salesian Father George Puthenpura, an Indian originally from the state of Kerala, who has been a missionary among the indigenous people of Guatemala since 1970, is currently composed of about 70 religious sisters, including professed and novices, 22 of whom are participating in the chapter. As Father Puthenpura communicated, the general chapter is meant to be an occasion to reflect and draw consequences from the consideration of the unique project that God has traced from eternity on us according to His great plan of salvation. The diocesan Rite Congregation of the Sisters of Resurrection was born out of reality of hundreds of indigenous people who rejoiced in bringing the good news of the gospel from village to village, despite the fact that 90% of them were illiterate. Girls also wanted to participate in such a mission, and that opportunity was offered to them by the arrival of the Daughters of Charity. On the 3rd of December 2022, Feast of St. Francis Xavier, the Golden Jubilee celebrations of the Salesian province of Bombay culminated with an eventful evening of gratitude, remembrance and joy. Though the Salesians began work in the city in 1928, the province of Bombay was incepted on 31st of January 1972, carved from the province of Madras. Bishop Barthol Barreto, Auxiliary Bishop of the Archdiocese of Bombay, was the principal celebrant at the solemn Holy Eucharist held on the shrine grounds at 5:30 p.m. Around 140 Salesians and around 1,200 laypersons, parishioners, cooperators, teachers and students from the Salesian presences in and around Mumbai were also present for the occasion. After the Eucharist, an elaborate program was organized in celebration of the Golden Jubilee of the inception of the province. The band of Don Bosco High School Matunga, with their energetic performance of El Kumban Recho and Rusti Canelo, had it all started on the right note. Father Samuel Silveira, the provincial of the Salesian province of Bombay, welcomed the gathering and expressed his immense gratitude at the presence on this momentous occasion. He then felicitated the dignitaries present for the occasion, the 3 bishops, the former provincials, and the guest Salesians from other Salesian provinces. The student brothers from the post-novitiate expressed sentiments of heartfelt gratitude as they enthralled the audience with their wonderful choral rendition of You Raise Me Up. The General Assembly of the Portuguese Federation of Past Pupils of Don Bosco met in Fatima in the Community Life and Peace Rehabilitation and Integration Center last November 26. The main objectives of the meeting were the presentation of the report and budget for the present term and the election of the governing bodies for the 3-year period 2023 to 2025. In addition to representatives of local centers and associations, the assembly was also attended by Father Joaquim Tivera, National Delegate for the Salesian family, and Father Anibal Mendona, Provincial of the Salesians of Portugal. During the meeting, Celso Nogueira, on behalf of the outgoing administration, presented the report of activities and accounts for the term of office, which were unanimously approved. The first moment was followed by the celebration of Mass, the liturgical animation of which was provided by CRIF users. The election assembly was then held in the afternoon and the state presented was unanimously elected. At the end of the session, the re-elected President Celso Nogueira had the opportunity to share with all present the strategic plan of the World Confederation for the period 2022 to 2027. In conclusion, Father Mendona emphasized the importance of prioritizing simple and effective projects and actions and seeking to refound in active local centers, especially by involving the youngest alumni. So viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.